Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram Sankirtanam ki. Hare Krishna. So, welcome to today's Sunday morning Bhagavatam class, IYF class. So, today we are looking at the third canto, 15th chapter, 26th verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Together. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamaśloke Bhaktir Bhavati Neshtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Tadvishwaguru Adhikritam Bhuvaneka Vandyam Divyam Vichitra Vibudhagra Vimana Sochi Apu Paramudam Apurmupetya Yoga Maya Balena Munayas Tad Atho Vikuntam Tad Vishwaguru Adhikritam Bhuvaneka Vandyam Divyam Vichitra Vibudhagra Vimana Sochi Apu Paramudam Apuramupetya Yoga Maya balena munayastadato vikuntam. Tadvishwaguru adhikritam bhuvaneka vandyam. Divyam vichitra vibudhagra vimana shochi. Apu paramudamapurvam upetya yoga. Maya balena munayastadato vikuntam. Yeah, one side from Prabhu's and one side from Mataji's. Vishwaguru just one second. Okay. Divyam vichitra vibudhagra vimana sochi. Apuparam mudamapuram upetya yoga. Tadato vikuntam. Mataji, sorry. Tadvishwaguru adhikritam bhuvaneka vandyam. Divyam vichitra vibudhagra vimana shochi. Mutam aparnam upetya yoga. Maya balena munayastadato vikuntam. Tat, then Vishwaguru, by the teacher of the universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Adhikritam, predominated. Bhuvana, of the planets. Eka, alone. Vandyam, worthy to be worshipped. Divyam, spiritual. Vichitra, highly decorated. Vibhuddha Agriya, of the devotees. Vimana, of the airplanes. Shochi, illuminated. Apu, attained. Param, the highest. Udam, happiness. Apurvam, unprecedented. Upetya, having attained. Yogamaya, by spiritual potency. Balena, by the influence. Munaya, the sages. Tat, Vaikunta. Atho, that. Vikuntam, Vishnu. Translation and purport by Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Thus the great sages Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana and Sanat Kumar, upon reaching the above mentioned Vaikunta in the spiritual world by dint of their mystic yoga performance, perceived unprecedented happiness. They found that the spiritual sky was illuminated by highly decorated airplanes, piloted by the best devotees of Vaikunta, and was predominated by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is one without a second. He is above everyone. No one is equal to him, nor is anyone greater than him. Therefore, he is described here as Vishwaguru. He is the prime living entity of the entire material and spiritual creation, and he is Bhuvaneka Vandyam, the only worshipable personality in the three worlds. The airplanes in the spiritual sky are self-illuminated and are piloted by the great devotees of the Lord. In other words, in the Vaikunta planets, there is no scarcity of the things which are available in the material world. They are available, but they are more valuable because they are spiritual and therefore eternal and blissful. The sages felt an unprecedented happiness because Vaikunta was not predominated by any ordinary man. The Vaikunta planets are predominated by expansions of Krishna who are differently named as Madhusudana, Madhava, Narayana, Pradyumna, etc. These transcendental planets are worshipable because the personality of Godhead personally rules them. It is said here that the sages reach the transcendental sky by dint of their mystic power. That is the perfection of the yoga system. The breathing exercises and disciplines to keep health in proper order are not the ultimate goals of yoga perfection. The yoga system as generally understood is Ashtanga Yoga or Siddhi, eightfold perfection in yoga. By dint of perfection in yoga, one can become lighter than the lightest and heavier than the heaviest. One can go wherever he likes and can achieve opulences as he likes. There are 8 such perfections. The rishis, the 4 Kumaras, reached Vaikuntha by becoming lighter than the lightest and thus passing over the space of the material world. Modern mechanical space vehicles are unsuccessful because they cannot go to the highest region of this material creation, and they certainly cannot enter the spiritual sky. But by perfection of the yoga system, one can not only travel through material space but can surpass material space and enter the spiritual sky. We can learn this fact also from an incident concerning Durvasa Muni and Amrish Maharaj. It is understood that in 1 year, Durvasa Muni travelled everywhere and went into the spiritual sky to meet the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana. Okay? By present standards, scientists calculate that if one could travel at the speed of light, it would take 40,000 years to reach the highest planet of this material world. But the yoga system can carry one without a limitation or a difficulty. The word Yoga Maya is used in this verse. Yoga Maya Balena Vikuntam. The transcendental happiness exhibited in the spiritual world and all other spiritual manifestations, they are made possible by the influence of Yoga Maya, the internal potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Patakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisavano Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Pancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Krpasindhu Devacha Nibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nathanivasaya Nitya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadra Jagannatha Te Namaha Om Shri Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Swamiti Namacharya Padaya Nitya Kripa Pradayane Aura Kata Damalaya Nagara Gravatarini Mukam Guroti Vachalam Pangam Nangai Tegarim Yad Kripa Tamam Mande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Ramanandamadamam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So today we are looking into this third canto, 15th chapter. So let's first understand the context, as to why Bhagavatam has come to this part where this incident is getting discussed. originally as such the dialogue between Sukte Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj is going on. Yeah. So they're recalling this incident that happened between Vidura and Uddhav. Now Vidura as such has gone on the pilgrimage and is meeting Uddhav. Then Uddhav as such leaves for Badrikashram. Then he directs Vidura to go to Maitreya Rishi and have discussions on Bhagavatam with him. Okay. At that point of time when they meet, then they further recall this incident of that which is mentioned in the previous chapter of pregnancy of Diti in the evening. That is the chapter title over there. So there Maitreya Rishi as such describes what happens between Kashyapa and Diti. Okay? The incident that happens over there is very crucial because by and large Prabhupada as such highlights three themes. Okay? One is the happiness, unprecedented happiness that all the four rishis they immediately experience as soon as they are about to enter Vaikuntha. Okay? So they are not even entered Vaikuntha, but because the Supreme Lord and his devotees are present over there, they are naturally experiencing happiness. Naturally experiencing happiness for them. So same way, even in this incident that takes place in the previous episode of Bhagavatam, okay? So pregnancy of Diti in the evening that is mentioned over there as to how Kashyapa and Diti, they unite at the wrong time. Okay? So there Prabhupada happens to explain as to how Kashyap Muni became a henpecked husband. Okay? And without considering the right time or the wrong time, decided to unite with Diti, who was also very disturbed. Okay? So she was also wanting a child at the wrong time, and Kashyap Muni also, because he was henpecked, he also, he also started to flatter her, and then they finally ended up in union, okay? Giving rise to the birth of Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Okay? So it is described that Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha have not even taken birth. Okay? They are just there in the womb of Mother Diti. Okay? As soon as they just enter the womb of Mother Diti, the whole of the cosmos is disturbed. Okay? They have not even taken birth for that matter. They just entered the womb over there. Okay? As soon as they enter the womb, the whole of the cosmos as such is thoroughly disturbed. So this is very, very crucial to understand as to how the consciousness of practically the whole place is affected depending on the consciousness of the people over there. Okay? Like Vaikuntha as such has the Supreme Lord and his devotees. Okay? Just because they were there, the four Kumaras just entered, not even entered, they were just there at the door of Vaikuntha. They started to feel unprecedented happiness. Okay? And here Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, they are not even born. They are just there in the womb for that matter. Okay? And whole of the cosmos is disturbed. The demigods as such are thoroughly disturbed. Okay? What is it that is happening? Why is it these incidents are happening? Etc. etc. Then all the devatas as such at that point of time approach Lord Brahma. Okay? Then they request Lord Brahma to explain this incident. Okay? Why is it so much of the disturbance is there in the cosmos? Okay? So many things are happening wrong. There is so much of darkness, etc. etc. Okay? Because the devatas, the heavenly planets, they are staying in the heavenly planets. Okay? Heavenly planets is like America. Okay? So in India, let's say you lose electricity or something, you don't mind. Okay? Current went away, no big deal for that matter. Okay? But in America, let's say electricity goes off for 2 minutes also. Then court cases are filed, this, that, so much of mess happens. Okay? People become thoroughly agitated because of that. Very, very agitated. Okay? Same way heavenly planets also. Okay? Because the devatas are like Americans only. Okay? They want the lavish amount. They are used to the lavish amount of material happiness. Okay? Because the lavish amount of material happiness is there, some slight disturbance in that, then they also become very agitated, thoroughly agitated. Okay? So by this we can get to know, we can ask ourselves, okay, are we heading towards heaven or towards the spiritual world? Okay? If we also become too disturbed by material situations, okay, then mostly we are heading towards heaven only. Okay? Because that is the consciousness we are aspiring for. Prabhupada said also, many of my followers will end up in heavenly planets for that matter. Then the devatas as such, they approach Lord Brahma, seeking an explanation. Why is it? This is happening. Okay? What is the reason that this is happening? So this was how it was even during the Vedic times. Nowadays, let's say some situation is wrong. Nowadays it's a huge discussion. Climate change. Okay? So many things are, temperature is not right. Glaciers are melting. Okay? The simple conclusion of that is the world is becoming atheistic. That is why so many troubles are coming. Okay? If you analyze as per scriptures, okay? But people do so many things. Okay? They'll take a boat, go to North Pole, stay over there, analyze this ice, that ice, this ice has melted. They'll take photographs now, again 10 years later, again they'll take the photographs, then they compare as such. Yeah? This was the suffering before, this is the suffering now as such. More common thing is suffering only over there. And they take great pride in that. I've taken this photograph 10 years back, now again I'm taking photograph. But Vedic times it was not like that. Okay? People used to approach the sages, or just like here the devatas as such, they are approaching Lord Brahma. Okay? So people used to approach the sages to get to know why is the disturbance happening. Okay? Because a certain amount of peaceful scenario is actually required, okay, to introspect and understand how much have I actually practiced dharma and how much I actually progressed on the path of dharma. Okay? And when this is to go out of place, then people is to actually question that. Okay? What is the reason why is this happening? Okay? Is collectively are we something doing wrong, or individually we are doing something wrong because of which we are facing this trouble? Okay? So Devatas also at that point of time, they went and encountered with Lord Brahma. Okay? And then Lord Brahma at that context or at that incident, he begins to describe this context of the Sanat Kumaras, Sanat Kumaras, the four rishis, Chatus Kumaras, sorry. So that point of time, how they are entering Vaikuntha and how the whole incident of Jai Vijay coming into this material world, taking birth as Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha occurs over there. Okay? So in this context, this one particular verse is there, where it is being described. Okay? Let us read the translation again. Okay? Thus the great sages Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana and Sanat Kumar, upon reaching the above mentioned Vaikuntha in the spiritual world, by dint of their mystic yoga performance, perceived unprecedented happiness. Okay? They found that the spiritual sky was illuminated by highly decorated airplanes piloted by the best devotees of Vaikuntha and was predominated by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So these are the two other themes. Okay? One is Prabhupada is explaining in relation to traveling to other planets, and one more is in relation to the mystic yoga system. Okay? So we'll try to reflect on these three themes and try to understand what Prabhupada is actually trying to teach us over here. Okay? Okay? To begin with, okay, in Ramayana, okay, at the beginning, at the onset of Ramayana, the description of this great sage is there. Okay? Once there was a great king, very good friend of Maharaj Dasharath. His name was Rompad Maharaj. Okay? Because in ISKCON also we have Rompad Maharaj. This is a different Rompad Maharaj. Okay? Maharaj is here in Bangalore now. So this is a different Rompad Maharaj who was a very good friend of Dasharath Maharaj. Okay? Just like Dasharath Maharaj of course had a daughter. Okay? And Rompad Maharaj at that point of time was childless. Okay? So looking at the pitiable condition and the request of Rompad Maharaj, Dasharath Maharaj at that point of time gave his daughter, her name was Shanta, to be taken care by Rompad Maharaj. Okay? And once in one situation it so happened that the whole kingdom of Rompad Maharaj was experiencing a lot of drought. Okay? Everywhere there was a lot of trouble. Okay? No grains were there, no rains were there, lot of trouble in the whole of the society, no prosperity in that sense. Okay? Of course, this is during those times. It is said in Ayodhya there was a drought for 12 years. And people even didn't get to know also that there was drought for 12 years. That was the beauty of engineers and systems and all that existed. So we can understand. Even Rompad Maharaj's kingdom as such, experiencing loss of prosperity. So it would have been for sufficient amount of time. Don't know whether it was for 12 years or how many years. Okay? But a sufficient amount of time. Easily we can conclude that. Okay? Then Rompad Maharaj summoned his sabha of all the sages. Okay? Then he requested the sages for a solution. Okay? no, my kingdom and my praja as such, they are experiencing so much of difficulty, so much of trouble. Okay? So please help me, to actually solve this situation. Something we have to do by which the kingdom again becomes very prosperous, again becomes very peaceful for that matter. Okay? Then the sages, they said, this sage is there by name Rishashinga. Okay? So Rishashinga was a very special person. His father's name was Vibhandak. Okay? Bhandak, you understand, no? Bhand. Okay? Very noisy as such. Oh, Vibhandak. Okay. So, what had happened is Vibhandak as such was meditating, okay, and that time I think Indra had sent some apsaras and he fell for the apsaras, okay, and he had given his semen into the womb of Shringa, in the sense deer. Okay. That is why the child that was born out of it was Risha Shringa. Okay. Don't ask me how it happens. This is how it happened for that matter. This is advanced technology. But he took a vow that as such I fell for a woman because I saw a woman, so I'll make sure my boy Rishashinga as such. He took him into the deep forest only. Okay? Somewhere in the deep forest he kept him over there and he made sure that he never comes in contact with the opposite sex. Okay? So Rishashinga as such, can you imagine? Fully secluded. Okay? From the time of his conception he only saw the deer and he saw his father and he saw the forest only around. No, never saw anybody else in the forest. Okay? But everybody else in the society, they knew Vibhandak was there, Rishashinga was there, etc. etc. Okay? So these great sages also, they told, if this Rishashinga as such, okay, just happens to enter your kingdom for that matter, my dear king, okay, then all prosperity will come to your kingdom. Okay? This was the technical solution given by the sages in the assembly of Rompad Maharaj. Okay? Then Rompad Maharaj said, so be it, do it very fast. Okay? Then they described it is not so easy. Okay? Here with this Vibhandak is there, even if we just think of getting Rishashinga, he will burn us with his mystic powers. Okay? Then Rompad Maharaj, so what is the solution? Okay? Then they said, the most beautiful courtesans, okay, who are there in our kingdom, they have to go and somehow try to trick this Rishashinga and get into this kingdom. Okay? In case if it is possible, then every prosperity will come over here. Okay? Then Prabhupada Maharaj agreed. Then now try to understand this Rishashinga as such has had never eaten rasgulla, no gulab jamun or no kaju katri, nothing for that matter. Okay? You have never seen a woman, all he has eaten this is like this roots and shoots. Okay? Radish, carrot, all raw, not even cooked. Okay? No garam masala, no chaat masala, nothing. Everything only that. Life has gone with those things only. So these Muni Kumaras or these courtesans from the court of Rompad Maharaj. Okay, so they happen to go to the forest, locate this person. Okay, and from a distance they are waiting when his father Vibhandak will go at far away. Okay, and suddenly they got an opportunity. Vibhandak goes for some meditation or something into the forest. Okay. Then they go and greet this Rishashinga. Okay. This Rishashinga has never seen a woman. Okay. So as soon as he happens to see, he thinks like one more person only. Okay. Then they come and he is able to, as he is hearing them, he is able to see that their sound is very, very sweet. He is feeling very, very different as such. Okay. Something very, very different over there. Okay. Then they suddenly get a signal that this Vibhandak is about to come. Okay. Then they decided to leave. Okay. These Muni Kumaras. So as they are leaving, they start embracing this Rishashinga. Okay. Then he starts to feel very, very different. Okay. I never felt like this in my life. Okay. Then they had brought a lot of kaju katri, gulab jamun, everything. They feed him also. I never tasted like okay. Then they leave. Okay. Then Vibhandak comes over there. Okay. Then Rishashinga is just over there. Okay. Then again after some days, again they come. Then they are waiting when Vibhandak will go away. Okay. Then again they come, they greet Rishashinga. Okay. Then Rishashinga also very honestly tells, very simple person, he lived in the forest only. He says, since the time you have left, I am feeling very, very disturbed, very distressed. I have not seen you for such a long time. You had embraced me, but after that time nobody is embracing me, etc. etc. Okay. Then the Muni Kumaras, they understood, this person is one for that matter. Okay. Then they trick him. Okay. Then they tell him that see, we only fed you kaju katri and gulab jamun. Okay. If you come with us to our place, There we have a lot more things that you can eat, and many, many more sweet people for that matter. No, don't worry, leave it. I have a little dry cough. It will remain. So you come with us, and there we have many sweet people, lot of sweet things to eat. And this registration guy is a tricked over there. Okay? So finally he enters the kingdom of Prabhupada Maharaj. It is described as soon as he gets down from the shores of the Ganges and starts walking towards the palace of Prabhupada Maharaj, Lord Indra becomes so pleased, that this great sage as such has entered this kingdom. He starts showering, the whole kingdom for that matter. Yeah, why I am telling you, okay? As I said, okay, the four Kumaras, as soon as they entered Vaikuntha, they saw, this was very, very different. They started to feel unprecedented happiness. Okay? Now here is a material situation, where just a sage as such is entering, okay, this kingdom of Prabhupada Maharaj, and the whole situation as such is getting altered, getting changed over there. Okay? The same applied to Lord Buddha also. Okay? It described wherever Buddha used to walk. Okay? Now let's say in a radius of 10 kilometers over there, okay, one tiger as such is chasing a deer, okay, wanting to go and kill the deer and eat the deer, okay, because Buddha as such personified ahimsa paramo dharma. That was what was his teaching. Okay? He personified that to the limit. Okay? And his aura, his consciousness was so strong that in a radius of 10 kilometers, let's say a tiger as such is chasing, wanting to eat a deer, okay, if it just comes into that radius over there, it will stop running as such. The deer also becomes extremely peaceful, the tiger also becomes extremely peaceful for that matter. Very, very peaceful. Okay? So this is how the consciousness or the scenario in any place for that matter gets altered or changed because of the people staying over there. Okay? If the people staying over there are completely Krishna conscious, then the whole place also becomes surcharged with Krishna conscious. Okay? You need not have to externally do anything more apart from that. Apart from that. Yeah. Even Prabhupada for that matter, he described our temples to be spiritual embassies. Okay? Just like there is embassy, different countries have different embassies. No? If you go to Delhi, there you will find a huge colony as such. Okay? Like American embassy, African embassy. So not African, maybe South African might be there. Africa is a continent. Okay? French has its embassy, etc., etc. Okay? So these are like very special buildings. Okay? In the sense, now let's say a person, Indian as such, he commits some murder. Okay? Then he somehow runs and goes into American embassy. Okay? Then Indian police can't go and catch him. You know that? Indian police cannot enter the American embassy over there. Okay? Because the laws functioning in that land which is given to American embassy, the laws of America actually function. Okay? So Indian police can't enter only over there. So Indian laws are not applicable over there. Okay? Same way Prabhupada called the ISKCON temples as spiritual embassies. Okay? So the same way here also this place, okay? One devotee asked Prabhupada that our Krishna consciousness ISKCON movement will go for 10,000 years, he said. Prabhupada said yes, it will go on, provided we maintain the standards, Prabhupada. Okay? So to the degree, basically, the temples as such are rich with a spiritual atmosphere, okay? With the practice of the devotional service and kirtan, holy name, very gorgeous worship of the deities and all. To the degree this is going on, that place also becomes like a spiritual embassy. Okay? The laws of the material world, becomes dysfunctional over here. Okay? Be it the people staying over here, people visiting over here, they naturally or they suddenly start to feel a difference as soon as they come into this spiritual embassy. Okay? You'll find in so many contexts of Bhagavatam also. Okay? Even when Parikshit Maharaj was there in the womb, okay? His mother as such, when she calls for the Supreme Lord, knowing that nobody else was there to protect the child in the womb from Brahmastra. Okay? Prabhupada writes that this Brahmastra was very, very special. Okay? In the material world, what happens? Any bomb as such is blasted, everything gets destroyed. Okay? Let's say you blast a bomb over there, everything is destroyed. Okay? But this Brahmastra was a very high-tech weapon. Okay? To whichever target it was targeted to, it will go and destroy only that target. Okay? Very, very powerful. And 100% confirm, assurance, bomb will blast as such. Okay? I don't know, you have seen the Ukraine war photos. One very funny photo was there. Very, very funny it was. Okay? that Russia was dropping bombs and missiles, no? This missile dropped from the plane, but it came and got stuck in the ground only, as knowing it didn't blast only over there. So that photo was taken and shared as made in China. Bomb only didn't blast. Okay? But Parikshit Maharaj's mother was sure that this bomb will blast. Okay? And my child in the womb will be killed for sure. Okay? And she started to say, no, take shelter of the Supreme Lord. Okay? Supreme Lord advented in the womb and protected Parikshit Maharaj. Okay? And if you happen to see Parikshit Maharaj, because at that point of time he had contact with the Supreme Lord, okay? As soon as he came out of the womb, he was a very, very different person. Okay? Very, very different person. Okay? As soon as he came out of the womb, everything he was touching and checking. Okay? Because he had experienced Krishna, no, in completeness. So in the material world also he was checking, no, is this Krishna, is this Krishna? That is why he is called Parikshit. Okay? He was named as Parikshit. That is why great devotees also, no, Nitya Siddhas, no, Nitya Parshads of the Lord, when they descend to the material world, they are very different people. Okay? Because they have experienced Krishna's presence in the material world, they are able to see the difference. This is not how this world should be. There is something missing over here. Okay? There is a lot of independent mentality, and the consciousness of the living entities over here is very not proper. Everybody here is only suffering only. That is why first they become very sarchas in Krishna consciousness and want to make others also very sarchas in Krishna consciousness. Recently on the Nityananda Trayadashi, I was just reflecting on the pastimes of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Okay? So his birth and his travels in India and all were very unique. Okay? Okay? So as soon as he was born, okay, so his father was Hadai Pandit and mother was Padmavati. Okay? Both were extremely elated, very, very happy. Okay? So in his childhood and all the time he used to be taking part in a lot of dramas. Okay? Just like we also have drama, no? We are also in the footsteps of Lord Nityananda. That is why we also perform so many dramas. Okay? So he was also doing a lot of dramas. When he used to be into the character, all the time for that matter. Okay? So once it so happened that a sannyasi as such visited the house of Hadai Pandit. Okay? Those days when his age used to visit anybody's home, people used to feel lot of joy. Okay? Lot of joy. Okay? And they used to consider, just like you will find even when Vishwamitra Muni is visiting Ayodhya, Dashrath Maharaj as such initially is offering the whole kingdom only to him. Okay? Please take this, the whole kingdom is yours, etc. etc. Okay? They are seated on the throne, then they are treated with lot of respect. Okay? So Hadai Pandit welcomed this sannyasi and did everything. Okay? Fed him nice foodstuffs and did Padabhishek, etc. etc. Okay? Then he asked, is there some way I can serve you? Okay? Is there some way I'll be able to help you in some manner? Okay? Then this sage as such happened to ask, I am traveling everywhere. I require somebody to help me with my regular things and all. Okay? So if you can give me your son, okay, then that will be very nice. Okay? So when Hadai Pandit heard that, he was almost about to faint only. Okay? Because the love that he had for Lord Nityananda Prabhu, that was can't be described in words. Okay? So he said, no, I am ready to come. No, why is it you want my son only for that matter? Okay? The sage said, no, I want your son only. And those days people knew that if we refuse any request by the sages, it will lead to a lot of troubles for us. Okay? It will be extremely inauspicious. Then Hadai Pandit somehow, with a lot of reluctance, somehow he agreed to part with his son. Okay? And as soon as the whole village of Ekachakra, they got to know that Nityananda Prabhu is about to leave, okay? They were even more disturbed. They said, we are ready to give our children. You don't take Lord Nityananda. Okay? Somehow or the other, let Nityananda be here, and you take our children. Take my child and go. Okay? But Nityananda Prabhu as such travelled. He travelled away. Yeah. Okay? So this is what happens. Okay? When the Supreme Lord is present, personally present anywhere, okay? Or his pure devotees are present anywhere, the whole place becomes very, very different. Okay? The kind of consciousness that is experienced by people over there becomes very, very different. Very, very different. Okay? Even Lord Chaitanya, when he was born, okay, first of all, of course, when he was descending, that time itself it was a very different scenario. Okay? The whole planets as such were set in a very auspicious constellation. Okay? And everybody was chanting Krishna's name. Okay? Generally, it so happens Gaur Purnima, what we say, during the time of Purnima, during those days, nobody was allowed to chant Krishna's name. Okay? It was said that somebody chants Krishna's name, Krishna's name will become polluted. Okay? It will become contaminated for that matter. Okay? So anybody has to chant Krishna's name, first he has to go and dip himself in Ganges. Okay? And after that only he can chant. Okay? If not, he should not chant at all. Okay? So all the Smarta Brahmanas and all, they used to follow this rule very strictly. Okay? But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's descent, he made sure that everybody is chanting his name when he descends over there. Okay? So during the time of Purnima, all the Smarta Brahmanas, they will go and take bath in the Ganges. Okay? And looking at these constellations and all, they, at that moment, they also started to chant Krishna's name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay? So this is what the Smartas were doing. Okay? At that point of time, all the devotees as such, devotees are naturally into chanting of the holy names. So all the devotees, understanding that the great devotee is about to descend, so naturally they started to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Okay? And at that point of time, this is like end of 14th century or so, then the Muslims and all, Mughal invasion has happened. The Muslims as such, they were laughing. Okay? One Muslim was asking the other person, "Hey, what are these Hindus doing?" Okay? They also started to joke amongst themselves. Okay? Hey, everybody as such is chanting Hare Krishna as such. This fellow is chanting Hare Krishna, that fellow is chanting Hare Krishna, etc. etc. Okay? So even the Muslims as such, they also started to chant the holy names. Okay? With this what happened, the whole world as such was surcharged with the chanting of the holy names. At that point of time, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually took birth. After that, the whole news spread, be it in Navadvip and every other place. Okay? Prabhupada writes in the purport over there, okay, that Sita Thakurani as such was there in Shantipur. Okay? Prabhupada writes that Advaita Acharya had two homes. Okay? One was there in Shantipur, one more was there in Navadvip. Okay? So when Lord Chaitanya was born, he was not there in Navadvip, he was there in Shantipur. Okay? And almost like one or two slokas it is described that Sita Thakurani travels all the way from Shantipur to Navadvip just to greet and wish Sachi Devi and Jagannath Mishra for the birth of their child. Okay? And whole list of things are described, that she takes this gift, that gift, etc. etc. Okay? She takes a tiger claw, okay, embedded in gold and all different kinds of precious things. All these things she goes and gifts Lord Chaitanya over there. The Prabhupada mentions that Advaita Acharya, although was a Brahmana, but he was not short of financial resources over there. Prabhupada mentions that. Okay. So this is in relation to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. So if you happen to take the Lord, Supreme Lord for that matter, then he also takes birth. Okay. In fact, even in the incident of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is described that Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi, they started to experience very, very different things. Okay. When they got to know of the birth of their child. Okay. Suddenly one night, Jagannath Mishra got a dream, okay, that a very effulgent, extremely beautiful child. Okay. He dreamt of Krishna, but he was not sure. He was wondering who this child will be. Okay. So this child first appeared in his mind, then appeared in his heart. Then he got transferred to the heart of Sachi Mata. Okay. And next morning, he got up and he told Sachi Mata, this is what happened. Okay. That I experienced this very strange dream. Where a great personality as such entered my heart, then he moved from my heart to your heart. Sachi Mata also started to say that I am also experiencing very, very different things. Okay? Different personalities are coming in the sky and they are offering their prayers and they are showering flowers, etc. etc. Okay? So both of them were very stunned, how this is happening also. Okay? Then they understood the womb, the child in the womb, he will be like a very, very special personality. If not, these kind of celestial incidents, cannot happen. Cannot happen for that. Okay? In fact, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took birth, when Jagannath Mishra was taking rest, okay, and Sachi Mata was there, in one place. Okay? She was holding the child in the veranda. Okay? Then suddenly different celestial personalities decided to descend. Okay? Very sweet, kind of very pleasant celestial music started to sound. Okay? She became extremely fearful. She was like wanting to shout, but no sound was only coming. Okay? She was wanting to wake up Jagannath Mishra, but no sound was only coming. Okay? She was wanting to move, run away from there, taking Nimai away from there, but not able to move a single limb also. Not able to move only. Okay? Then this effulgent personality, they came and they picked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from there, small baby Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nimai. They placed him on a huge high pedestal. Okay? They placed him over there, okay? And reciting the Purusha Sukta and all different prayers and all. Many different personalities came, and all of them they started to do Abhishek. Okay? Milk was poured, yogurt was full Abhishek. Whatever we do over here, no, during the festivals, everything was happening over there. Okay? And Sachimata was like dumbstruck looking at that. She was wondering, what is this that is happening? Okay? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there, and all these personalities as they are doing Abhishek. Then finally the Abhishek, everything got over. Okay? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was like dry, clean. Okay? Then he got down from the pedestal. Then he started to crawl towards Sachimata. As he was crawling, he looked back. Okay? All these great celestial personalities, all the demigods, devatas were there. Okay? Then he told her, why are you silent? Okay? Start chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay? Sachimata was wondering, I have never put any kind of, jewelry on his feet. What is this sound that is coming? Ching, 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 ching. Okay? Then she became conscious. Then she was able to shout. Then she started shouting because of fear and everything. Jagannath Mishra got up. Okay? When he happened to come over there, okay? And he asked, what happened? Okay? Then she started to describe, this is what happened. Some celestial personalities and all, they descended and they started to do Abhishek and all of it. Okay? Then he started to look, where is milk? Where is yogurt? Where is ghee? There is nothing over here. Which Abhishek are you talking about? Okay? And he said, mostly you had a very wild dream because of which you might have seen all of these things. Okay? Then both of them they heard, chick, 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 sing, 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 sing. Then they understood, something would have happened. Jagannath Mishra understood, something would have happened over there. Okay? So as soon as the Supreme Lord is present in some place, that place becomes very different. Okay? Very different. Okay? That is why Prabhupada writes, okay, human reason fails to understand how by service to the book Bhagavat and the person Bhagavat, one advances on the path of devotional service. Okay? One advances on the path of devotional service. Okay? So devotion is something that you cannot comprehend with the logic and reason. Okay? More you try to comprehend with logic and reason, you only become more bewildered by that. Okay? More surprised by that. More wonderstruck with that. Okay? Sri Krishna Chaitanya Dayar Karah Vichar Karive Chitte Pave Chamatkar. Chamatkar as such. So first of all, logic has to be applied. But logic has to be applied to understand the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when you apply that logic, you will only encounter wonder only. Okay? Logic has to lead to conclusion, but here there is no conclusion. Conclusion, you become more wonderstruck with that. More wonderstruck with that. Okay? Similarly, here 4 Kumaras also, when they are just encountering Vaikuntha, they are not even entered Vaikuntha. They have not even faced the Supreme Lord. Okay? Bhagavatam describes 2 examples of impersonalists. One is of Sukadeva Goswami and one more is of the 4 Kumaras. Okay? So although they are impersonalists, but because they are just coming in the aura of this place where the Supreme Lord and His devotees reside, they are seeing that this place is very special. Okay? They are encountering some different kind of happiness in their heart. Okay? Some very special kind of an happiness. Very unique. Very unique for that matter. Okay? Okay? If you happen to see, now you have to understand these 2 personalities. Okay? See here the 4 Kumaras as such, they are just at the door of Vaikuntha, just at the door. They are not even entered Vaikuntha, and then they are experiencing unprecedented happiness. Okay? But if you take the case of Durvas Muni, what to speak of entering Vaikuntha? He has entered Vaikuntha and met the Supreme Lord also. Okay? But in his heart, he is filled with anxiety. He is wondering, Hare Sudarshan Chakra, he is there behind only, he is touching as such, it is rolling over here, my hair is getting cut. He is so much filled with anxiety over there. Okay? So much filled with fear in his heart. Okay? Very unique scenario. Okay? Durvas Muni has entered Vaikuntha, but he is filled with all kunta for that matter, all anxiety. Okay? And 4 Kumaras have not even entered Vaikuntha, still they are at the gate only and they are experiencing unprecedented happiness. Unprecedented. Okay? This is because Durvas Muni committed that offense to Amrish Maharaj. Okay? So this is what happens. So our Gaur Govind Maharaj used to describe that the whole world as such, everywhere there is Harinam Sankirtan going on. So many devotees are there in cities across the whole world. Okay? Why is it still so many people are not taking to devotional service? Okay? Anybody can answer? Why is it so many people don't take to devotional service? Question is clear? You will find on YouTube so many videos are there. Devotees are going for Harinam Sankirtan, etc., etc. Why is it devotees? So why is there so many people don't take to devotion service? Sukruti, okay. Material desires. Yeah. Okay. Maharaj used to describe duplicity. Okay. The main reason for that is duplicity. Okay. If a small child is there, small baby is there. Okay. Baby is born in Muslim family, whatever for that matter, whatever be the situation, you tell the small baby, start chanting Hare Krishna. He will start chanting as such. Without any second thought. Because there is no duplicity in the heart of the small baby as such. Okay. But because people over time, interacting with crooked people of this world, they become duplicitous in their heart. That is why they can't relish the juice of devotion. Okay. So the four Kumaras as such were able to relish that. But because Durvas Muni became crooked in his heart, okay, offended Amrish Maharaj, that is why he could not relish the same happiness that the four Kumaras experienced over there. It is described that Durvas Muni comes, you see the simplicity of Amrish Maharaj. Amrish Maharaj was filled with the desire to serve. Okay? Durvas Muni comes to him, he gives birth to that demon over there. Then finally Sudarshan Chakra comes, kills the demon. Sudarshan Chakra is following Durvas Muni. Amrish Maharaj has broken the fast with just little bit of Charnamrit. Okay? Then he runs for saving his life. Okay? It is described for 1 year. He goes to Vaikuntha. There he meets the Supreme Lord. Okay? Then the Supreme Lord tells, because you have offended my devotee, you will not be spared. Okay? During this 1 year, look at the simplicity of Amrish Maharaj. He is still waiting when Durvas Muni will come and honor prasadam. Because he had come as a guest, First the guest should take prasad, then only I can take prasad. So he was still waiting only over there. He was still waiting only. Okay? Then finally Durvas Muni, when he came, okay, when he was asking for forgiveness, Amrish Maharaj, forgotten the incident only. He doesn't even remember. He was only conscious of serving Durvas Muni over there. Okay? Then at that point of time, when he served Durvas Muni, then his heart got pacified. Okay? But Durvas Muni, because he was filled with this offensive mentality, although he saw the Supreme Lord face to face, he was not able to get the same relish. Okay? One more thing Prabhupada mentions, it's not so easy to enter Vaikuntha. And all these, the four Kumaras, they had performed the mystic yoga perfection, because of which they were able to enter. Okay? Question might come as to why Durvas Muni was able to enter Vaikuntha. Okay? So it is described just like the carpenter. Sometimes the carpenter has to go into the altar. Okay? Carpenter as such is not initiated. Okay? Forget second initiated, he is not even initiated. Sometimes he gets a chance to enter the altar. Okay? Same way Durvas Muni also got a wild card entry over there. Okay? That is the only explanation. So Durvas Muni enters, then meets the Supreme Lord, the business is done, then he comes back. Then he comes back. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Almost 9:05. I'll just bring about one more thing, then I'll conclude for today. Okay? Please repeat after me. Naham tishtami vaikunte yoginam hridayeshu va yatra gayanti madbhakta tatra tishtami narada. Okay? So the presence of the Lord or the devotees, okay, it is equal only. In fact, the presence of the devotee is much, much more powerful than the presence of the Lord. Okay? When let's say a person is given a bottle of rum, okay, rum, whiskey and all, okay, then he will not become a drunkard. He will be wondering, what is this, MRP is not written, etc., etc. Okay? Typical, if you have to take an Indian. Indian, even if you give a Mercedes Benz to an Indian, he'll ask, kitna deta hai? You Maruti or Mercedes Benz, that is how it is. Okay? Then you give him a bottle of alcohol, nobody becomes a drunkard because of bottle of alcohol. Okay? But if he associates with a drunkard, 100%, 100% he will become a drunkard for that matter. Okay? Same way the Supreme Lord is there. It might so happen, the envious people, fallen people and all, they might not take to devotional service. Okay? When Krishna himself was there, all the Shishupal, Duryodhan, all of these people took darshan of the Lord, but they didn't become devotees. Okay? But when Prabhupada as such came to this material world, okay, or Nityanand Prabhu for that matter, when they descended to this material world, Dina Hina Jata Shilo, Hari Name Uddharinu. Okay? When they gave the holy name, when they gave Krishna with filled with their sugar-coated compassion, okay? Because of that, so many people became devotees. And even now they are becoming devotees. Okay? Even now they are becoming devotees. Okay? That is why it is very crucial to understand this principle of love in separation that is taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay? This is extremely powerful. Okay? So to the degree basically all of us we relish love in union. Love in union in the sense, okay, to what quality or to what degree we actually do our practices of sadhana bhakti very strongly. Okay? Very strongly. To that degree basically when we are away from these practices, okay, to that degree basically the longing in the heart brings about a lot of relation of Krishna consciousness. Okay? If in union we are not relishing, okay, then there is no question of understanding this love in separation. Okay? That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specifically described that. Because in this material world different examples can be given. Okay? Like the child as such till the age of 17, 18 and all, he is there at home. Okay? Then after 18 for graduation he has to go and stay in the hostel. Okay? Then you ask any mother as such, her longing for the child is much more when the child is there in the hostel for that matter than when the child was there at home. This is like a typical, very crude example of love in separation. It doesn't even come close to the love that is felt by pure devotees in relation to Krishna. Okay? But just to give a crude example over there. But it is very powerful. Very powerful for that matter. Okay? See, Durvas Muni was there in contact with the Supreme Lord. Doesn't help. Okay? So many of the other demons, they were there in the contact with the Supreme Lord, still didn't help. Okay? So many demons as such, they were trying to enter Vrindavan. Okay? That also didn't help much. Okay? But even these demoniac people who were into all kinds of obnoxious habits, no hope of practicing dharma also. But when they came with the contact with the pure devotee, everything got transformed. Everything got transformed for that matter. Okay? That is why some of our acharyas, they write that Lord Vishnu, this is a very crucial important point. Okay? Lord Vishnu, when Durvas Muni tells that you are the Supreme Lord, I have committed offense, you can forgive all offenses. Okay? When Lord Vishnu tells Durvas Muni that I am in the heart of my practicing devotees, okay? Not pure devotees, I am in the heart of my practicing devotees. Okay? Sadhava hridayam mayam. Okay? So if you offend my practicing devotees also, still you will not get my mercy over there. Still you will not get my mercy. Okay? So that is the crucial aspect. Okay? What the association of devotees can provide, even the Supreme Lord as such cannot provide. Okay? That is why when the Brahmana Patnis as such, they approach Krishna, Krishna tells, go back, relish my association in my association of devotees as such. That is much more powerful than being with me. And then they return back over there. Okay? The third thing Prabhupada describes is in relation to space travel. Okay? How the four Kumaras as such, they traveled back, okay, to the spiritual world. Because in brief I can say, of course in today's world, devotees are also bewildered. Can we go to moon, can we not go to moon and all. Okay? Prabhupada used to very simple conclusion. Okay? Even if let's say somebody goes to moon, what will he do? Okay? He'll eat meat, sleep, mate and defend, eat food, pass stool over there, then again he'll come back to earth only. Okay? So nothing great as such happened over there. Okay? So I'll conclude with this. Okay? On the path of mystic yoga, as a person rises, yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharan, dhyan and samadhi. Okay? First is at the stage of pratyahar, he becomes detached. Okay? From the whole of the material situation, material world, he becomes detached. Okay? Then at the stage of pratyahar, dharana, the mind becomes very sober. That point of time, his meditation starts. Okay? But if you look at the purport in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada very nicely describes. This is what happens on the stage of mystic yoga perfection. At the stage of dharana, for that matter, mind becomes controlled. Then the person starts practicing meditation, etc., etc. But Krishna consciousness is such a pure and beautiful process that the process of meditation starts from the beginning only. Okay? From the beginning only, as soon as the person first enters the temple hall, he is looking at Krishna, and even at the stage of perfection, he is looking at Krishna. So it's not at the stage of dharana, the process of meditation has to start. Meditation starts at the beginning only. Okay? Even at the stage of samadhi, mind gets control of only 28 minutes. Okay? But if you read the pastime of Prahlad Maharaj, so many contexts of Bhagavatam, or if you look at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes and all, people are in meditation, in samadhi of the Lord, for like decades and decades together. Okay? Where is 28 minutes? Where is decades together? Okay? So mind control that is achieved by mystic yoga perfection, you can't compare that to what can happen on the path of bhakti yoga, provided it is practiced properly and purely. Okay? Yeah. Just to summarize, initially we began with the 4 Kumaras in the context of Bhagavatam. What is actually happening over here while Lord Brahma is bringing this context. Then I described the story of Rishashinga. Okay? If the entering of a sage, okay, is not even a pure devotee for that matter. Rishashinga is not a pure devotee. No? He is just a person who is just staying somewhere in the forest over there, aloof from all material vibrations. Such a person enters okay, some kingdom, all material prosperity comes. Okay? You can imagine how powerful will be the presence of devotees. Okay? How much can devotees actually reform the whole of the world for that matter. Then I described different pastimes in relation to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in relation to the Lord, how his presence is very different. As soon as he takes birth, wherever he is present, the whole place becomes very, very different. People around there start experiencing very, very different things. Okay? And our acharyas also say that even for a beginner for that matter, okay, when he is there in the dham, when he is there in the presence of devotees, he can feel what a pure devotee at the highest level actually feels. Okay? So these are like a shanik, in the sense they just come and go. They'll be there for some time, very short duration. After that, again is back to normal. Back to abnormal actually, but back to normal. Okay. Then finally I talked in relation to this aspect of Durvas Muni. Okay. So only a person who is a duplicitous person or an offender for that matter, okay, thorough offender, only such a person will not feel the presence of Vaikuntha even in this world, in the association of devotees also for that matter. What the 4 Kumaras felt outside Vaikuntha. With this I conclude. If there are any questions or queries, I will take. Yes. No.
I have a small clarity. Vaikuntha is a spiritual world. Why, how?
Hello, Alex. Vaikuntha is a spiritual world. And how the confusion came in between Jaya Vijaya and 4 Kumaras? And behavior problem came. How?
Keep attending Sunday feast. So it will be taken ahead. It will come ahead. Next verses and all are those in those contexts. I will not break the suspense. Yes, any other question? Yes.
Told about love in separation. For neophyte devotee, that separation can also manifest, may not be in the form of love, but in the form of lamentation. That I am not currently practicing Krishna consciousness. How good it was when I was in association. But although he is relishing material rasa outside the association, but still he is lamenting. Is that also a kind of or replica of love in separation?
Yeah. No, that lamentation is pure lamentation. That lamentation is not material. That lamentation is more than wanted for that matter. Just like you see Bhishmadev, that kind of lamentation he had towards the Supreme Lord, that led to Vishnu Sahasranam. So, if you can read this context of Ajamil, second chance, Prabhupada writes that one has to repent his position in the material world after coming to devotional service. Okay? He has to remember always what he was there in the material world, how Krishna saved him, how the devotees saved him. Oh, this is more than wanted in devotional service. More than wanted.
So, but he is currently relishing the material rasa.
It's not material, because that lamentation is in relation to spiritual things, that is very, very pure. Someone is lamenting, I'm not able to chant properly, I'm not able to chant my rounds in the morning, no, I'm not able to come in the association of devotees. He is advancing more than those people who might be there in the association of devotees also. One minute. Did I answer your question? Somebody might be a temple resident, he might be cursing the situation, he might be cursing devotees, he might be cursing the situation, etc., etc. And somebody else might be staying very far away from the temple or somewhere in the western countries. Or India is such a nice place, there so many temples are there, prasad is available, etc., etc. So he is advancing more, staying in amongst Malechas over there, and here we might be staying amongst devotees and we might be degrading more because of it.
Prabhu, you told Pratyahara, Dharana, Samadhi, it is referred to body, but we are evidence that Anartha Nivrutti is referred to spiritual. How this can be our practice?
No, Dharan, Dhyana, Samadhi is not referred to body, it is referred to the subtle body, specifically. First part. See, those 9 steps which are described, Shraddha, Sadhu, Sangha, Bhajana, Kriya, Anartha, Nivritti, that is more to do with the Bhakti paradigm. We don't discuss so much of Dharan, Dhyan, Samadhi and all. That Gyanis and Yogis and all, they do. Gyanis become very disturbed. Let us say Gyani means he has one tree. And nobody else should come under that tree. Somebody else comes to the tree, he will shoot him only. That is a Gyani. Devotee means one room means 10 people will stay in the room only. One tree means 10 devotees under that tree. That's like morning you see, no, Tulsi Maharani is there, 10 people are sitting around. These Gyanis can't do. Okay? Yes.
You told about the duplicity.
Yes, duplicity.
Children don't have duplicity.
No, they don't.
Sometimes what happens is with children we can talk very easily with other people. And you also told example of Buddha's consciousness. So we are not able to talk with other people that freely. Is it because of that their consciousness we are not able to talk, or like?
No, we can also be duplicitous. Not the other person has to be duplicitous. We can also be duplicitous. We are not able to talk, or we are not able to give Krishna consciousness because we have not yet got that faith. We have to agree to that. And it is accepted. Madhyamadhikari, no? Prema Maichare Kripa Upeksha. Madhyamadhikari as such is expected to be selective. Let's say somebody is very envious and all, then he should not, deal about the Supreme Lord or give about Krishna, message about Krishna to them. He is expected to be aloof from that. Prema Kripa Upeksha. Upeksha in the sense you are aloof from that audience. So it's not wrong. Let's say you don't want to talk to somebody for, whatever be the context. Not completely wrong, but we have to see ourselves. Am I not talking to him because of, I'm feeling indifferent, because it can be at different levels. Some people see that, okay, he is a Muslim, I'm a Hindu, how can I talk about Krishna to him? Some people see he is Chinese, I'm Indian. Okay. Some people are even more subtler. This person, I had a fight with him. Now, how can I now sit and read Bhagavatam with him? We have to see actual reason over there. Is it coming out of envy, or is it coming out of a genuine sense of discrimination demanded by the scriptures? Oh, yes. Okay, 9:15. Sunday morning hunger. Yes, bro.
So first of all, Prabhu, thank you so much for the wonderful class. So you have given so many examples from Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Thank you so much. Prabhuji, my question you have given example on the spiritual atmosphere and consciousness. Like consciousness impact the situation. Like you give an example from the Hingach and Hiranyakashipu when they entered in the Mother Diti's womb, entire cosmos became disturbed. Similar example you have given Gautam Buddha. So when Gautam Buddha entered in the forest, so even the deers, lions were running. I'm living now, I'm just thinking about myself. I'm sitting in the temple in front of Lord, Bhagavatam class, going so much class. But mind is still bewildered. Or in spite of Bhagavatam class, I'm hearing one way of hearing. But mind was thinking so many things, doing so many planning, not concentrate on the lecture. So how should I improve and take the benefit of this spiritual atmosphere? Please help me.
You are very humble and honest. That happens with all of us. I'll tell whatever I have known over the years. You can look at the purports of 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada describes the solution to that. The Prabhupada says that every one of us, we have to be under the dictation of somebody. Okay? If we are not that, then we are under the dictation of the mind. Okay? In one purport, Prabhupada writes, verbatim, I will repeat that. Okay? The constitutional position of a living entity is to carry out the order of the superior, Prabhupada writes. Okay? Superior, of course, indicates Shastras, Guru, some senior devotee, etc. etc. Okay? And to the degree we are very, very young in Krishna consciousness, we don't know what the scriptures actually demand. What is the word of the Lord? Okay? So better as such, we have to be in a regular, frequent touch with somebody who actually knows things properly. Okay? With this what happens, the mind as such is pacified. It's not like very, very agitated. If not, the whole material world is a confused scenario. Okay? You take materialist or so many other kind of spiritualist and all. This is a person who doesn't have a spiritual master. He is confused only, very simple. Okay? When I say spiritual master, not that he is initiated and all. That is like a formal scenario. Formally, okay, he's given beads, he does that yagya. That is like a formal commitment. It is just like, At least you are declaring to the whole world, now I am committing to this person, this process and all. So with that, at least we become conscious. Now let's say with a dhoti kurta, someone has to smoke cigarette and all, better you wear pant shirt. You understand, no? So this is like the external setting that is done. Okay? Next is the internal setting that comes and how we actually work on that. That is where the deeper principles that are described in scriptures, how we need to follow them and all that has to be taught to us by one person who is actually properly situated in that. And it's not a very casual relationship. We take it very seriously. What they tell us, no, do this, don't do this, etc., etc. When we take that seriously, then slowly the subtle body gradually over time comes under, becomes pacified and controlled as such. Many devotees as such whimsically try to do many things. No, they try to take up this service, that service. Some people think by Brahman initiation mind will be controlled. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen just like that. Yeah. So whimsically they start doing many things. Okay. Some people along with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, they start chanting this mantra, that mantra. They try to alter their lifestyle very whimsically. Or, they start doing many crazy things like what Sahajiyas do. With that, the mind becomes only more agitated with that. Manaschena lagnam guru rangri padne tatat kim tatat kim tatat kim tatat kim. You seen the video? You seen the video, no? That one? If not, I can play that. You're not hungry? Okay. Somebody is hungry, can leave, no problem. Yes, any other question? Okay, I'll play the video. One minute. Since all of you are also not hungry, I'll also do it slowly, nicely. Play. And I show these and all in my IDC.
Distinguish what is religious and what is not religious. At that time, there is need of Guru. That is the daily instruction. Tadvikana thamsa gurumeva vigache. Material world means in every stage there is this. So, therefore we should take type from Guru, from the spiritual master. How to make progress.
Kripad
injunction of the Veda that if you want real knowledge, you must go to Guru. Now there are so many Gurus. Where shall I go? You shall go to a Guru. Samipani Shudyam Brahmanishnam. You shall go to a Guru with Brahmanishnam. A great devotee is Guru. One who has full knowledge in Brahma, Tatha Brahmanishnam.
Without the video, nothing gets finished like a Purnahuti. Okay, any other questions? Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to glorify the presence of Bhaktivinoda Guru. So, the presence of such devotees, what I told will manifest. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai.